Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by RAINX. A coalition of lawmakers, labor groups, and activists is calling for higher taxes on wealthy individuals and large corporations. Supporters say the revenue would fund public schools, roads, transit, and other services, urging Illinois to take a national leadership role on taxing high earners. Heading into the weekend, the average price for a gallon of regular unleaded gas in Illinois is $3.03, according to AAA. The national average is $2.98. Illinois Republican gubernatorial candidate Ted Dabrowski says about 25 counties placed an invalid candidate on the March 17th primary ballot. He says Joe Severino's name appeared despite a court ruling and state election officials directing counties not to include him. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The greatest insult the Colonel ever suffered was being served a wrap that was just a snack by a friend. So he took 2 crispy tenders, lettuce, tomatoes, and pepper mayo, and wrapped them in a soft tortilla. It wasn't a snack, it was a meal. He called it a twister, and never called that friend again. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken. The Twister, now back at KFC, classic or with bacon. Also try it spicy. It's finger-licking good.
Prices and participation may vary.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by RAINX. Heading into the weekend, the average price for a gallon of regular unleaded gas in Illinois is $3.03, according to AAA. The national average is $2.98. Illinois Republican gubernatorial candidate Ted Dabrowski says about 25 counties placed an invalid candidate on the March 17th primary ballot. He says Joe Severino's name appeared despite a court ruling and state election officials directing counties not to include him. A coalition of lawmakers, labor groups, and activists is calling for higher taxes on wealthy individuals and large corporations. Supporters say the revenue would fund public schools, roads, transit, and other services, urging Illinois to take a national leadership role on taxing high earners. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by KFC. Today, a special weather statement has been issued for the listening area. Patchy fog before 9 a.m., mostly sunny with a high near 61. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 28. Looking ahead to Saturday, a chance of snow afternoon, mostly cloudy with a high near 35. Currently, it's 42 and mainly clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Does your car need a shine? At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they make it quick, easy, and spotless every time. And they're open 24/7 for your convenience. Right now, get a free car wash just for joining their text club. Text BRITT to 30400 and enjoy a free car wash. Visit Britain's Touchless Car Wash at 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin or at 555 Willow in West Dundee. Britain's, caring for your car while caring for our community.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the valley and the talk of the town. We're broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you the Fox River Valley area. It is a spectacular Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. It's a gorgeous sunny day outside. Get outside and enjoy this weather because it's going to get gloomy and snowy eventually, because we live in Illinois and the weather is very wacky here. But today is going to be a high of about 60 degrees, especially once we get closer to around 2, 3 o'clock or so. Currently, right now, it's 47 degrees outside. It is nice and sunny today on this beautiful Friday, and we hope that you're enjoying this lovely morning here today, too. We've got the weather and temperatures. We do see a high of 61. Partly cloudy skies are going to be in that forecast. We do see wind speeds of about 15 to 25 miles per hour. It's a little bit gusty outside right now, but not too bad. And then it drops down to a low of 28 degrees for tonight as we continue on into some of the chillier temperatures. And then it starts to rise again. So we're going to be seeing some of these temperature changes a little bit on the, I don't know if I would say drastic side per se, but we're seeing that fluctuation change, that shift change in the temperatures from today into tomorrow too. So we've got a high of 61. Again, partly cloudy is what we're seeing with a low of 28 degrees. Clear to partly cloudy is in the accumulation right now, at least in prediction wise. But right now it's about 47, 48 and nice and sunny outside. Eventually getting to some more cloudier skies coming up. That's going to be for later tonight. Now, we are also under a special weather statement until Friday, 5 p.m. tonight. This is from Elgin. This is underweather.com, issued by Chicago and the U.S. National Weather Service. It does look like the affected area includes Kane County. The description includes a threat for brush and grass fire spread this afternoon. Now, the combination of warm temperatures with in the low to mid 60s, relative humidity values dropping to the 25 to 35% range, and southwest winds gust of up to 35 miles per hour could lead to a threat for brush and grass fire spread this afternoon. So please make sure, if you are especially in a specific area where maybe there tends to be quite a bit of grass, again, this is just a weather statement that has been put out there. Limit outdoor activities that involve open flame or sparks, including operating farm equipment, parking on grass, and improperly discarding smoking materials. So that was recently issued this morning by the Weather Channel at weather.com. You can find this and more posted on their website. Going further into our temperatures, tomorrow is Saturday. It's the flea market. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to it. I know lots of folks are going to be out there. A lot of familiar faces to me. Come up and say hi. I'm going to come up and say hi to you. It's going to be coming up tomorrow. That's starting at 10 o'clock and it goes until 4. It's the Elgin High School Flea Market. I'm going to be around there probably around 11 o'clock or so. Unless I try to get there a little earlier, I will try to do that. But I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. It is always a blast. It's always fun. You can always find something for everyone there too, depending on what you are looking for. Or maybe you know someone that's looking for something and you're like, this is the perfect time to do some shopping for birthdays and anniversaries and things like that too. So tomorrow, though, it is going to be cloudy with a high of 35. We do see a few flurries or snow showers. That could be possible. It drops down to 21 as our low. We're going to be seeing some cloudier skies coming through. That will be for Saturday night. Into Sunday, continue temperatures to drop just a little bit here. And then starting into next week, we'll start to see them rise. But showers pretty much throughout the whole week. I mean, lots of showers is what we're going to be seeing. And I'll go through it to tell you. We see a high of 32 for Sunday as we start off the month of March. Partly to mostly cloudy. It drops down to a low of 22 degrees coming up. That'll be for Sunday night. Into Monday, we see a high of 40 degrees, sunshine and clouds mixed. It then drops down to a low of 30 degrees, and we could see a chance of some freezing rain because that chance of precipitation is at 50%, dropping down to 30. Heading on into Tuesday, a mix of rain and freezing rain in the morning, and then cloudy with some few rain showers in the afternoon. It still continues on to go through the rest of that night. High of 42 with a low of 30 for Tuesday. Coming up next Wednesday, another mix of some rain and freezing rain in the morning. Cloudy with a few rain showers late. That high is predicted to be 45 with a low of 37. Showers early, becoming steady rain late at night. Into Thursday, just a general rain early, then remaining cloudy with some showers in the afternoon. Rainfall near 1/4 inch at a high of 50 degrees, dropping down to 37 as our low. That'll be coming up for Thursday night. And then finally into next Friday, a week from today, once again, we see some more rain. So pretty much most of next week is going to be showers, considerable amount of cloudiness also. With those occasional rain showers for Friday the 6th, a week from today, we do see a high of 50 and a low of 38. Now, if you do continue on to look through the rest of even into next week, now again, these predictions are a little bit further out, so you never know. We could even maybe get just very, very, very light rain coming up next week. We don't know until it happens or it doesn't happen. But this is the prediction as of right now. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see all the showers, pretty much all the showers, all the way from Tuesday through till Thursday. Now that's Tuesday, March 3rd to Thursday, March 12th. So that's like 9 days of showers. It's a lot of showers, folks. But that means that the grass is going to grow greener. So we're looking forward to that. So you can find this and more posted. That's on the Weather Channel's website. That is weather.com. You can also use AccuWeather if you do prefer to use them, depending on what your preference is when it comes to getting your source for information on the weather. You are listening to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. Out to Lunch is sponsored by St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin. Are you looking for expert orthopedic and spine care close to home? Well, St. Joseph Hospital, of course, is here for you. They offer their expert guidance and, of course, hoping to clear your mind of all of those worries. They have their highly skilled orthopedic and spine specialists. They provide advanced treatments for joint, bone, and back conditions, all with a personalized approach designed to get you moving again. They also do offer their comprehensive rehabilitation services, which means that you'll have expert support every step of the way, from surgery through recovery. So trust your health to excellence. Trust St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, a proud member of Prime Healthcare. You can call them today at 847-931-5525 or visit their website at stjosephelgin.com to learn more and to schedule your appointment if need be. So thank you to them, of course, for sponsoring today's show, Out to Lunch. Let's take a look at our inspirational story for the morning. It is a Foodie Friday today. I did get another lovely recipe from our good listener, Greg, who is going to be out at the flea market. So, Greg, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. The recipe for the day today is going to be talking a little bit about Polish dill pickle soup. So we'll talk about that. We'll show you some pictures and more. But before we do that, let's see what our Sunny Skies story of the day is today. Now, this one was posted this morning by a user on Sunny Skies, and it's titled The Romeo Club. My parents are both retired, and a few years ago, they moved down to Florida away from everyone they know. We've got zero family there, and I have no idea what made them decide to do this. Assume they lived a lonely life, LOL. Anyway, I recently learned that my dad has a monthly lunch club made up of older retired guys who live in the same area. Once a month, they get together for lunch and they spend a few hours hanging out at a restaurant. And they rotate on who picks the restaurant. But the best part about all of this to me is that they've made this group a name. Like the group itself, isn't wholesome enough. It's called the Romeo Club. Now, what does the term Romeo in this instance stand for? It stands for Retired Old Men Eating Out Club. So that's a pretty cool club name. I like that they made that. Ain't that just the cutest thing? This user writes. I was at this house. This house over the weekend, and we had one of these lunch meetups. And he got ready 2 hours earlier just to make sure he got there on time. So that is a really, really sweet. Story there. And there's even a picture too. I don't know if it's a real picture. I don't know. You never know with AI nowadays, but that's a cute picture nonetheless. That's very sweet. So very nice. That's a story that was posted today by a user on sunnyskies.com. You can check out more on there. It is already 17 past the hour. Friday shows always go by super, super fast. So we'll take a quick time out. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN AM 1410. Stay tuned.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
A recent Gallup poll indicated that 38% of Americans are putting off health care because of financial concerns, the highest ever recorded. I'm Dr. Bob Martin, here to serve you every Sunday afternoon from 1 to 4. Millions of Americans are seeking health advice that will not cost an arm and a leg, so I offer health tips and advice absolutely free. Listen to my show, Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4 right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM, the voice of the Valley.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org. Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN on this Foodie Friday. Yes, yes, yes. I've also incorporated this, too, into the Out to Lunch show. I actually missed it yesterday. I completely forgot about it. So it's a work in the progress there. But we do have just a little short segment where I talk about, some interesting random fact about food. And I'm calling it Let's Chew on This. So it is the lunchtime. Let's chew on this. Elvis Presley loved bacon. He enjoyed a small snack that was called the Fool's Gold Loaf, which was a loaf of Italian bread, and it was filled with peanut butter, jam, and a pound of bacon. So I would say it's not really so much of a small snack, but a larger snack, or maybe even a meal, if you consider that. But yes, this is the interesting fact for today that we can chew on a little bit here, how Elvis Presley loved bacon. And again, this included his Fool's Gold Loaf. And he was quite the fool for it too, it sounds like. Now, what is included in here? Well, like it said, just something simple. It's simple ingredients. It includes a loaf of Italian bread. Now, you can cut it in half or maybe even just cut it in the center, almost make it like a pocket. And then what you do is you fill it with peanut butter. You can fill it with jam, however you would like it to. Now, there's different alternatives to this depending on what the jam is. So if you want to use grape jam, or you want to use strawberry, or if you want to use orange, whatever the case might be, it's up to you what you kind of would use. Now, for me personally, I'd like to use probably just the traditional grape jam and or jelly, depending on that. What is the difference, actually? Jam versus jelly. Is that even it? Yes. Jam is a thick, spreadable mixture. Jelly is made solely from fruit juice. So it's pureed fruit, sugar, and pectin. That's jam. Jelly is made from fruit juice, resulting in a clear, firm, and smooth spread, right? So that's going on there. That's what the difference is. I was not quite sure, but thank you, Internet, for letting me know. So he liked it filled with peanut butter, jam, and a pound of bacon. Now, that's quite a bit of bacon, if I do say so myself. But as someone who does love bacon, I'm not complaining too much about it being a full pound of bacon. Now, you can actually look up the recipe. There's a couple different recipes that you can find. They're generally made a little bit different depending on how you like to make them or how someone else would like to make them. Well, there is a website, and this is called In the Kitchen with Matt. Yes. I just found this website today. It's called In the Kitchen with Matt. And this guy named Matt, we love the name, he's a connoisseur of many different things, including some good recipes. And he even does post pictures of how to make these particular recipes. And hey, it is Foodie Friday, so we're talking recipes today, especially into the next part of the segment, which will be coming up soon. But if you want to check it out, feel free to do so. If you can do it, you can do it. He says, this is Matt, In the Kitchen with Matt. And this is a recipe written by Matt Taylor. And this is a recipe. It does show you exactly how to make it. It looks pretty good to me, too. So this is something that you can definitely chew on. You get a loaf of bread, something like French or Italian, creamy peanut butter, jelly or preserves, butter or margarine, and then bacon. You can use Applewood smoked bacon, especially if it's a nice thick one. It tells you a little bit on the recipe on what to do. Of course, you butter the bread, which always makes it fantastic. The bread is already good as it is, but when you put butter on there and then you bake it, you're already set. Come on now. That's delicious. And you can bake it. Then, of course, you slice up that sandwich and you're ready to eat it. That is the Fool's Gold Loaf that you can try out. It looks absolutely delicious. And if you're just looking in general for any other bacon recipes, because you love all things bacon, you go ham for bacon is the right term, bacon for bacon, then you can check out Easy Peasy Meals. They have a good list of some different bacon recipes. So you can do like a bacon jalapeno mac and cheese. You can do a cheddar bacon burger, bacon bombs, which are like some bread knots that you can put bacon in there too. Maybe even put some ranch on there or mayo. There's quick and easy egg and cheese breakfast tarts that include bacon, which is kind of fancy. You can even do a stout and sriracha barbecue bacon burger. You can do a barbecue bacon cheeseburger meatballs. So yes, they are in meatball format. So if you are trying to cut out some of the bread and the carbs, this is a great alternative for you to do. You can also try turkey bacon ranch sliders. There's bacon tacos. You can do bacon ranch chicken wraps. I mean, there's tons of different ways that you can incorporate bacon into your recipes. Now, whether it's daily or not, or it's something that you enjoy on a little bit of a spruce or a little bit of, a moderation type of thing, an occasion, right? There's many different ways that you can incorporate bacon into however you would like to eat your food. There's even bacon donuts that you can find at some places. Yes, including Country Donuts, I think sometimes has their limited bacon donuts. I've never had a bacon donut before. It does sound good, especially if it's an applewood smoked bacon, because you've got kind of like that maple leaf taste to it, a little bit of a maple taste. That kind of helps. Like a maple donut is very sweet and delicious too. So that we have here for chewing on today, that is the Fool's Gold Loaf, and that Elvis Presley loved bacon. I'm with you on that, Elvis. So if you want to check it out, that's the random fact generator. It's not Mental Floss. It's a different one. It's specifically just designed to talk about food and or drinks that you can check out. What do we have for our national days today to recognize, celebrate, and enjoy? Well, of course, if you are a lover and a fan of Pokemon, it is Pokemon Day today. Whether you are catching those Pokemons on your phone or trading those cards, this is a great day to celebrate. We're taking you on that journey through the world of Pokemon. You can even learn so much. There's Pokemon conventions that you can go to, trading card facilities or businesses that you can check out. I mean, there's tons of different options out there for you, especially as you know, Pokemon is very popular. And at its core, Pokemon games in particular focus on collecting as many Pokemons as possible. And then what you do is you train them to battle other Pokemon, all while celebrating themes like teamwork, perseverance, friendship, and good sportsmanship. And each Pokemon has unique characteristics, and it's including more than 1,000 different Pokemon discovered to date. And there's something for all types of trainers to, of course, also love and call their favorite Pokemon, too. So if you are a fan of the Pokemon, you've got it going for you. That's going on. And that is recognized today. So celebrate all things Pokemon. It is National Pokemon Day today. It is also National Polar Bear Day today to recognize, focus the attention on conservation efforts and learning more about these fabulous polar bears on February 27th. Now, they can reach a height of 9 feet tall and weigh up to 1,400 pounds. That's a lot of weight. They use their large, slightly webbed front paws to paddle as they swim. As they are powerful swimmers, some polar bears swim hundreds of miles from land. However, some of the distance may have also been covered by floating on sheets of ice too. So they kind of just float around, right? Isn't that cute to think about? Those big fluffy polar bears just floating around. That is so cool. You can even take a look. National Geographic has an episode posted on their YouTube channel called Clan of the North. It's a full episode. It's for free to watch. It's Kingdom of the Polar Bear. So if you want to learn a little bit more about those polar bears, check it out. It is also National Retro Day today, recognized on the 27th, which, of course, we just talked about retro with Steve Thorin here earlier today during the Community Spotlight Show. Vintage, antique, and retro items that you can find, especially since the flea market season is abound right now. It's coming up. It's around the corner, and we're excited for it. And I'm going to be out at the flea market coming up tomorrow. That is at the Elgin High School, so I'm looking forward to it. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN AM 1410. Up next, we have, of course, our Foodie Friday segment. talking to you a little bit about Polish dill pickle soup. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby, brought to you by Rain-X. Heading into the weekend, the average price for a gallon of regular unleaded gas in Illinois is $3.03, according to AAA. The national average is $2.98. Illinois Republican gubernatorial candidate Ted Dabrowski says about 25 counties placed an invalid candidate on the March 17th primary ballot. He says Joe Severino's name appeared despite a court ruling and state election officials directing counties not to include him. A coalition of lawmakers, labor groups, and activists is calling for higher taxes on wealthy individuals and large corporations. Supporters say the revenue would fund public schools, roads, transit, and other services, urging Illinois to take a national leadership role on taxing high earners. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today. And speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Progressive. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 61. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 29. Looking ahead to Saturday, expect mostly cloudy skies with a high near 35 and a chance of snow developing after noon. Saturday night brings a slight chance of snow before midnight with a low around 19. Currently, it's 47 and clear. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The greatest insult the Colonel ever suffered was being served a wrap that was just a snack by a friend. So he took 2 crispy tenders, lettuce, tomatoes, and pepper mayo, and wrapped them in a soft tortilla. It wasn't a snack, it was a meal. He called it a twister, and never called that friend again. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken. The Twister, now back at KFC, classic or with bacon. Also try it spicy. It's finger-licking good.
Prices and participation may vary.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. It is Foodie Friday. We are in our Foodie Friday segment now, where we like to talk about different recipes that you, the listeners, suggest to us here on the station. And we read about them, why you like them too. Let us know, of course, as always. Feel free, of course, to text us today at 505-926-1410. We got a particular recipe that we're going to be talking about today. Once again, Greg, thank you so much for suggesting this recipe to us today. Before we get into the segment, I did have a comment, actually a question through the text line. Someone wrote, Matt, do they have baseball cards at flea markets? Yes. So you can find baseball cards at flea markets. Now, baseball cards are usually going to be more popular, especially at the toy show, which does happen usually a couple times a year. I think it's twice a year that they have it at the Kane County Fairgrounds in St. Charles. But yes, you can find baseball cards and other, Pokemon cards and things like that at flea markets. So I know I've seen a fair share of them at the Kane County Flea Market. Usually, if I do happen to see them, they tend to be more on the indoor side of things, especially if it happens to be a really nice sunny day outside or it's warm. You don't want those baseball cards to be sitting out in the sun and starting to fade a little bit too. Now, I don't know in particular if they have a specific, chemical or, it's laminated or things like that to help. But with that being said, sometimes baseball cards and any collecting cards can get faded over time, right? So a lot of times what I have personally have noticed from my years of going to the King County Flea Market and other flea markets, if it's indoors, you'll tend to see more of them indoors versus outdoors. I've seen them outdoors before, but it's usually better to have them indoors or at least cover up if you're, under a canopy or something. If you're standing outdoors. So if you are planning on selling some baseball cards at flea markets, my best bet for you or my suggestion to you would be definitely to have them at least, in a safe case or even, under, something where the sunlight's not going to hit it too much so that you can really preserve it too. But yes, I have seen a multitude of those definitely at flea markets. So definitely check it out. All right, let's get into our segment here. We've got a Polish dill pickle soup today. Now, I know what you're thinking to yourself. Pickles in soup? Is this even a thing? Who would have thunk it that pickles and soup would have been put together? You've got the frothiness of the soup, depending on how it's used or made. But then, of course, you've got the sour pickles. Now, are we talking about sour pickles or are we talking about sweet pickles? That's the thing. We got to look a little bit more into this and see what this is about. Now, of course, when it does come to pickled soup, this is something that is known in Poland. So this is a little bit of some history here. Polish dill pickle soup is known in Poland as zupa ogórkowa. There we go. Ogórkowa. Zupa ogórkowa. It's a comforting, it's a tangy soup. It's deeply rooted in traditional Polish home cooking. Now, it's especially popular during the colder months, and I know that we're still kind of in the colder months, even though today is definitely a nicer day outside. We're going to see it drop just a little bit in temperatures, as we are still technically in the wintertime. So again, they are very popular during the colder months. They offer a warm and hearty flavor with a distinctive sour note. There you go. Okay, so you got that dill pickle in there, meaning it's going to be a little bit more on the sour side. But it is from fermented dill pickles. Now, unlike vinegar-based pickles common in other cuisines, these Polish pickles are actually naturally brined. So they are going to taste a little bit different. It does give that soup its characteristic depth and a very gentle acidity. So it's not going to be too heavy on the acidity side of things. Now let's go through a little bit on this recipe here. Now, I was able to find the actual recipe here on thekitchen.com. Greg did share with us a video that you can actually find if you want to watch it for yourself. This is pickled soup, ? We made Polish dill pickle soup in the Instant Pot. This is from a YouTuber named Snow Dogs Cooking with Jess. And it's a cute little video there too. It does go through the process and the steps, and you even get to see some cute little shots of the dogs as well too, which is adorable. So, and this person does make it in the Instapot, which is a really cool way to make soup. So if you want to watch that video, it's available. You can check it out. Thank you, Greg, for letting me know about that. But yes, let's talk a little bit about what this is in terms of how it's made and how you can make it. So let's see a little bit on the recipe here. One thing that you want to check out for sure is, of course, getting those dill pickles. Those are going to be a definite main ingredient. You want to, of course, have them salt brine pickles rather than the ones brined in vinegar. Brands like Rick's, Picks, and Bubby's make good ones. That's what this user, Rachel Perlmutter of thekitchen.com, wrote back in 2024. So the key ingredients in making this Polish dill pickle soup includes dill pickles. Aromatics are another thing. So you can incorporate carrots, you can incorporate leeks, celery, and onions to make this soup a little bit more flavorful. And also in terms of presentation, it does make it a little bit more on the colorful side too. So if you are really looking forward to having a presentation look very well too, if you're presenting it to someone, it's maybe a nice party or it's a casual party, but presentation is not necessarily everything to you, but it's something that really does matter. Then incorporating those particular aromatics into it are definitely going to help out. You also get the potatoes in there. So you can choose creamy Yukon Gold potatoes. It makes the soup hearty and a lot more satisfying too. You can even use a broth, of course. Using a low sodium chicken or vegetable broth is great because the pickles and brine are very plentiful amount of salt. So it's going to be a little bit of a salty soup, but if you do like that, like myself, it's going to be pretty tasty. And this is definitely one that I would try out myself too. So I'm going to have to try it out sometime. Then what you do is you can even add some sour cream to the soup. Now what this does is it adds a little bit more silky, creamy texture and an extra dollop for serving on the side if you are a sour cream lover. And then of course you can also include that fresh dill that's sprinkled on top and it brightens every bite as well. So that's what you've got. Now, of course, you can actually go through the entire list on thekitchen.com and view it for yourself on what are the key ingredients. Those are the key ingredients, but then there's also the other ones that you can, of course, also check out too. So you can choose carrots, celery, a medium yellow onion, a large leek, 4 to 6 whole dill pickles. Now, again, those key ingredients are going to be the main ones to use. Now, you can, of course, customize the other ingredients to your own personal liking, but generally speaking, this is a more of the traditional way that it is used, or it's how it's prepared. So what you do is start the preparing. You prepare the following by adding each to the same medium bowl as you complete it. So what you do first is you peel and grate 2 large carrots on the large holes of a box grater, about 2 cups roughly so. And then what you do is you dice 2 large celery stalks, about 1 1/4 cups, 1 1/4 cups, quarter and thinly slice 1 medium yellow onion, and that's about 1 cup that you put in there. Then what you do is you trim the root end and the dark green tops of the 1 large leek, and you remove the outer leaves. This is very important to do. Then you halve the leek lengthwise, and then you rinse the cut sides under running water, and then you remove any sediment, thinly slice it then crosswise. Then what you do is you grate 4 to 6 whole dill pickles on the large holes of the box grater into a second medium bowl until you have packed 1 pack cup. And again, this is going to be in a separate bowl that you're going to put this in. Then what you do is you peel 1 pound of Yukon Gold potatoes if desired. Now, of course, the potatoes that you use are totally up to you on how you would like to use them. Then what you do is you cut into 1/2-inch pieces, about 3 cups roughly so, and then you add it to the bowl. Finely grate or mince 4 garlic cloves and add to the bowl. So it's definitely going to be salty and a little bit more on the garlicky side. So it's going to be filled with lots of flavor. The next step here is to melt 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter into a medium Dutch oven. And yes, unsalted butter in caps there because it's already salty as it is. You're going to add, if you add salted butter, more salted butter, it's just going to amplify the salt and it's going to be a little bit too much. So just make sure, of course, you know, if you like it more salted, you can, but they do recommend here, melt 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Then what you do is you add the carrot mixture, you cook it, you stir it occasionally until it starts to soften a little bit, and that's going to be roughly about 4 minutes or so. Then what you do is you add the potato mixture and you cook it until the onions are lightly browned in spots, 4 to 5 minutes or more. And then sometimes I would also say too, you know, when the onions are cooked, from my own personal experience of cooking onions, when they are see-through, if you start to see them, they have a little bit of a glassy look to them. That's kind of when you know that they could also be done as well. Then what you do is you add 1 48-ounce carton of low-sodium chicken or vegetable broth. You mix it together. You bring it to a boil first, of course. And then, of course, you can also add some of the different spices in there too, whatever you'd like. So you can do fresh or dried bay leaves. You can add a half teaspoon of black pepper, and you bring it to a boil. Then you reduce the heat to maintain it to a simmer, so you're not overcooking it too much. You're not adding too much heat all at once. You cook until the potatoes are tender. You got to make sure they are tender, roughly 15 to 20 minutes. Meanwhile, you pick the fronds from one medium bunch fresh dill until you have 2 loosely packed cups. Then what you do is you transfer 1 cup of the broth from the soup to a bowl. You add half a cup of sour cream, and you stir it until it gets to a smooth consistency. Then you return the sour cream mixture to the soup. You remove the pot from the heat. You add the remaining 4th cup dill pickle brine, and then 2 teaspoons distilled white wine vinegar. Then what you do is you stir it to combine. You taste and season with kosher salt, and you can even add more black pepper if you do need it. Taste it to your own personal liking. That's important. And then you top each serving with a nice glop of some delicious sour cream. You add a little bit of black pepper on there and a generous amount of some fresh dill. And you can even serve it with some delicious rye bread if desired. So that is what we have for the Foodie Friday of the day. It's Polish dill pickle soup recipe. If you would like this recipe emailed to you or texted to you, let me know. I can get it to you, of course. Lickety split. That's bythekitchen.com. Or you can even just look up Polish dill pickle soup recipe if this seems like something that might interest you. So feel free to check it out. Taking a look at the time, it is almost 47 past the hour. We'll take a quick time out. I know I do have a caller on hold. I'll take your call if you want to stay on hold for just a bit. And then we'll be back with more here on WRMN's Out to Lunch segment. And in the meantime, of course, while time allows, we'll continue on and we'll talk more about what's happening this weekend. What are some fun activities that you can do coming up this weekend in the Fox River Valley? Stay tuned for more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN.
Welcome to downtown Elgin, where businesses, community, and creativity come together. The Downtown Neighborhood Association provides valuable, complimentary services to all downtown businesses, organizations, property owners, and residents, helping you gain exposure and thrive. Whether you're already part of the district or exploring a new downtown location, DNA is here to help your vision grow. Join us in creating a vibrant, connected, and successful downtown Elgin. Call now 847-488-1456, or you can email info@downtownelgin.com. Ask for Jennifer Facala. Downtown Neighborhood Association, where the heart of business beats strong.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When your car needs trusted care, think All Around Auto Body in Schaumburg. Family owned for over 30 years, they deliver high-quality collision repair and dependable service from start to finish. Call 847-352-3825. They're located at 501 Morse Avenue in Unit D. Get your vehicle back in shape with the experts who care. All Around Auto Body, where your car is treated like family. Call 847-352-3825 today. Proud sponsors of America's First Responders Fest.
Here on WRMN AM 1410, we like to keep you informed and in tune to what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN. We recognize the importance of local radio to be a part of the conversation and to be a part of the community for the community.
You know, we talked about the importance of community theater, but supporting community radio is a big deal too. And, you know, for WRMN, this is a really cool thing that you guys do every day and a really important thing. You have to have a local media outlet to talk about what's going on in your town. So you guys do a nice job.
tune in to AM 1410, WRMN. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WRMN Radio. Keep in tune and informed on what's happening here in the Fox River Valley, right here on WRMN. And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. We just finished up cleaning up the kitchen here with our with our segment for Polish dill pickle soup. Yeah, figuratively speaking, on the break, I did a little cleanup here because, you know, you're going through the recipes with you, you know, that kind of thing, right? It's coming up to spring cleaning anyways as well. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in today. We have a caller on hold. Let's take it to the phone lines. I know who this is. This is the man who suggested this recipe to me, Greg.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Dandy. I'm going to try that one. I really like, I've tried a couple recipes. I like the snow dogs. It's not quite as elaborate, but the only thing I do with the snow dogs recipe is I substitute the whipping or heavy cream with sour cream. That does make a difference, but it's not funky. It's not sour. So wipe all that. If you like a good cream of potato soup or mushrooms, it's kind of on that order. I've made it the snow dogs recipe for people that didn't even want to try it. They cringed when I told them pickle soup, and everybody loves it. So it's a must. You got to try in the cold weather. So
that's great. That sour cream was really something, because when I was looking at this recipe too, I'm like, you know, it's going to be, you know, a very like pickly, right? You know, like a sour.
I hate sour cream. I hate sour cream, but in the soup, it just complements it.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna have to try out this recipe too. It sounds pretty good.
But I'm going to tell you about pickles in general. If anybody likes like a good old-fashioned dill pickle, I know you could go to the Polish delis. There's a place in Schaumburg here called Deli for You, where they actually have a pickle barrel, and you could pick them out and so forth. But I learned this from a flea market by chance in Florida, and he would sell garlic pickles. We used to have a house down there. And what he would do, if you wanted them extra hot or extra garlicky, he would put them in this little plastic deli container, and then he'd go up and get a couple cloves of fresh garlic, slice them very thin, and throw them in the container. So what I've learned from this is if you buy Clausen, not the garlic dills, because that's kind of an artificial flavor almost, but Clausen dill pickles, and don't buy the halves, don't buy the slices. If you buy the whole pickles, and if you go to Jewel will not sell the whole pickle Clausens because they have their own brand refrigerated dill pickle, whole ones, which are awesome good. They have a little different flavor, but both the Clausen or the Jewel refrigerated whole dill pickles, and you get it home. Take a few cloves of garlic, and I always tell everybody I do not use Chinese garlic. There's garlic from California, from Mexico, from Spain, and you can tell the difference because on the top of the bulb of garlic, the Chinese garlic is always bald, it's smooth.
Okay.
The ones that are from like west, like California or Mexico, they have the hairs, like a bunch of hairs coming out the top, and that's the one you want because the Chinese has a real gourmet cooks. If you read recipes, the Chinese garlic has a lot of burn to it. The American or Hispanic, Spanish garlic has more of the garlic flavor without that heat or that burn to it. So you get more of the flavor. But anyway, you buy the jar. The minute you get it home, open it up, slice up some garlic cloves, put them in as many as you can in there, close it back up, and let it sit for days, weeks, months, however you're going to use it. But the whole pickles tend to stay crunchy longer than the slices or the halves or whatever. And when you make the soup, that broth already has the garlic in. I mean, the brine always has the garlic in, and that's what you use for your soup brine. And it's awesome. But just pickles in general, if anybody likes a good garlic or dill pickle, just bring it home. Get the refrigerated ones. Don't do the Grillos; those are awful.
Oh,
just do like
good
I
to
said,
know.
Clausen or Jewel. That's the best.
Yeah,
but
Clausen.
anyway, thanks for doing the segment. I said, I'm going to try that recipe and I'll report back. But my main reason for my call while I was on hold, I'm going to the flea market tomorrow. Yes, I do want Omega watches still. I know this isn't Tradio, but if anyone might have an old Elgin pocket watch. I found one at that flea market years ago. It's a silver one. I'd like to find a gold one, maybe one with the closed face where the door opens up. If it's solid gold, that would be great. But if it's gold plated or gold filled, I would love to have just a nice one. I retired recently, and my whole life I wanted to buy a pair of overalls. So I finally bought a pair of overalls. I won't be wearing them tomorrow. But I would like to have a pocket watch to carry in my overalls.
Nice. That's great. I love that. That's great.
But please stop by. Are you a Cubs fan, by the way?
I am.
Okay. I got something I might want to show you tomorrow. But
okay.
I'm in the back corner of the gym. I've been there in the past for years, but spot is 216. And if you got a chance, stop by.
You know I will. Greg, I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Keep up the great work. Can't wait for tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks again.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right. So if you want to see me and Greg out at the flea market tomorrow, that's going to be at the Elgin High School Flea Market. It's the 51st annual Elgin High School Flea Market of 2026. Not the 51st in 2026. I mean, it's the year 2026 and it's the 51st one. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be starting here tomorrow. That is going to be from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. A lot of people are excited for it. I'm thinking it's going to be packed there this year. Not to say that it hasn't been. It usually is a good amount of people that do come. But I definitely think, especially with so many things that are going up in prices nowadays, just in general, people, I think, are really going to start to, especially when it comes to, little things that people like to buy, maybe even for some necessities. People are going to rely on those garage sales and those flea markets, those shows to go to get those really good deals on things. So this is the place to go to, folks. Check it out. This is the 51st Annual Collectibles and Crafts Flea Market. And again, like I do say, if you don't like any of the old items, you can always get some newer items because it does also include crafts there as well, too. So if you want to go out and support some local businesses, feel free to do so. I'd love to see it. Absolutely. So I'm excited. Admission is $5. Students and seniors with a valid ID for students there, $2. That's a good deal. And if you want to go for an early admission, you can go at 9 a.m. for $10. If you feel like it's worth it, if it's something maybe that you do every year, go do it. So with that being said, that is coming up tomorrow. Lots of other great things are also coming up this weekend. I encourage you to check out exploreelginarea.com and the What's Happening in Elgin, South Elgin, Geneva, Algonquin, Hampshire Facebook pages. Check it out for more information. Up next, we have our life experiences with William Pellerino. Stay tuned for more here on WRMN AM.